It's a little colder than last night at Citi Field. The Nats, of course, finished that game in hot fashion. That guy was all psyched. And even though Mom's got a Mets cap on, he's got the curly W. And why not after what we witnessed here last night? I love what our producer, Chip Winfield, put on the format. Can we see that again? Because, FP, we could look at these highlights for a long time and maybe find something a little different every time we see them.
Yeah, and we have to relive the 8th inning again. We'll maybe go through the whole game again, at least the end part. When it was 6-1 in the 8th, and as Drupal Cabrera went deep, you're thinking, no way the Nats have a chance. They're about to go to 7-10. What in the world is going on? Jacob deGrom was wonderful all night, a 12 strikeout performance, but then Moises Sierra got a base hit. Trey Turner with another wonderful at bat. So the 12K effort exits the premises. You get in the bullpen, Jerry Blevins to face Bryce Harper. The bat deceased one more time, but died a hero. The home run early, the base hit there, that scored Trey Turner. And then how about Wilmer Difo off Jeurys Familia? 3-1 pitch, grounds it through. So a couple of ground balls with eyes, and you're starting thinking, maybe this thing's turning it around. And then 6-6 game, Michael Taylor taking a 3-1 fastball, ball 4, so he walks. And you're just thinking, okay, that was a great at-bat, big situation. And this, probably one of the silliest base running mistakes as Drupal Cabrera has ever made, down by 2 in the bottom of the 9th, but Pedro Severino firing everybody up. Just a feel-good win, Carp, and Ryan Madsen on for the save.
Yeah, the Nats are on the verge of losing 9 of their last 12. So that was a 2-game difference in the East. Not down by 7, down by 5. Best comeback for the Nats since September 2nd of 06, when they trailed in the bottom of the 8th, beat the Diamondbacks eventually in 11 innings. The bottom 3 were all Montreal Expos comebacks. So what we saw last night, 12 batters as they batted around and then some in that 8th inning. Very rare, along with a broken bat home run. And I have a feeling you're going to break that down tonight a little bit as well.
Yeah, we're going to show where Bryce actually hit that baseball. It's going to be fun to watch. And you're hoping they can parlay last night as some momentum. It could be a Tide Turner. We'll see.
Hey, we're not going to totally live in the past because we have to look forward to Gio pitching against these guys. 15 starts at Citi Field, 10-1, ERA 1.69. They hit under a $170 against him. So he's been fantastic here. Almost had a no-hitter here. And we'll look a whole lot further into Gio and what he does against the Mets straight ahead. Who's going to be tough enough to win game 2? That flag is even wrapped around the way it is blowing here tonight. Now, Gio has 5 more wins against the Mets than any other active pitcher, and he just dominates when he pitches against these guys. And FP, That's almost unheard of ownage away from your own ballpark.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes along with the 48-16 the Nats are against the Mets here at Citi Field since 2011. And Gio Gonzalez just likes to pitch here. You look at the numbers, the career numbers against the Mets. The staff leads the National League in strikeouts with 114. They're tied for second in the National League with a 3.38 ERA. And Zach Wheeler, there's his numbers against the Nats. We'll see what happens. Cold night, tough to hit, but the Nats roughed up Zach Wheeler late in spring training on Masson, if you remember.
Yeah, and we intend to take that karma from the warmth of Florida right up here to the chilly temperatures of New York. Yeah, you know what Bryce did. Everybody in baseball knows what he did last night. FP's going to break it down for you and show you exactly where the ball hit on the bat and why it went so far. Wow.
On the home run, but even more important than numbers in the launch angle and the exit velo is where Bryce Harper struck this baseball on the bat. Watch this. That's right on the label. We're going to show it to you again, but he hit that ball right above the pine tar, so the bat should break when you hit it there. And you see the poof right there of rosin? That means he put rosin on his bat. When the ball hit so low, it actually knocked the rosin off his bat. So the sweet spot's right there. That's where home runs are mostly hit. Look where Bryce Harper hits this ball, just above the pine tar. That's how strong Bryce is. It was a cold night. The bat fractured, maybe because it was cold, or maybe because it was where he hit the ball. And this is the poof I'm talking about. Watch the rosin come off the bat right here. That's how low he hit the baseball, almost off the pine tar that knocked the rosin that you put on top of the pine tar before you go up to batter's box off the bat. Unbelievable stuff. An example of how strong Bryce Harper really is.
Yeah, nice job breaking that down. Hats off to our crew. Stunning visuals. It's going to be 42 at game time. It was 53 here last night. So obviously, cloudy skies and the wind whipping around this yard. Trey on base 13 of 17 games to start the season. And because of his 14 walks, his on-base percentage is 140 points higher than his batting average. 7 steals without being caught. The Nats are 20 out of 24. They've had a quick strike offense in the first innings this year, scoring 20 runs total. And pretty much the regular guys in there tonight, pitcher in the number 9 spot. So Zach Wheeler career 22 and 23, but 7 of those losses against the Nats.
And just the second start of the year for Zach. Last time out on the 11th was his season debut against the Marlins. Pitched a gem, 4-1 winner, went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run on 2 hits against the Fish, struck out 7 in an 83-pitch effort. I'll show you the defense for the Metropolitans tonight. Cespedes, Lagares, Bruce, the outfield. So a little different look from Mickey Callaway's club. Rosario Cabrera turning double plays, Frazier and Flores on the corners, and Tomas Nido behind the plate. And there's Cespedes Trying to stay warm in left field. Folks, it's chill. It's 42 degrees on my watch, but I don't know what the wind chill is. It's howling through Citi Field right now.
Yeah, the way that wind's blowing, at the highest, the wind chill's got to be mid-30s. Mets at home, 6-3. The Nats on the road, 5-2 after last night's dramatic win. And they're all bundled up. Here we go. Bob Henley hoping for some company over there at third base. Sixth here in the big leagues. Will Little has the plate. Tom Woodring first. Crew chief Ted Barrett at second base. There he is. Lance Barksdale over at third. So Trey steps in, hitting just .219, but still getting on base. 1 for 5 career with a walk against Zach Wheeler. 7-11 first pitch, a fastball low in the zone, strike one. Just got the outside edge there. And Trey really bundled up. I just wonder if middle infielders are wearing that thing. How do you signal who's covering on the double play?
That's a good point. Kind of see his mouth. Open mouth is you, closed mouth is me, for those of you who don't know.
Trey Turner, deep center. Lagares after it, and it is off the wall. And he grabs it, or else Turner would have had at least 3. Trey Turner hits a ball 400 feet to the deepest part of Citi Field.
Well, you're wondering if that was going to be a there goes the no-hitter, there goes the shutout off the bat of Trey Turner. So on a cold night, Trey's bat stays hot. 2 hits last night, and he starts this one off with a bomb to center field. 104-mile-an-hour double, and I'll say it again, there goes the no-hitter. Trey Turner got it done early. Lagares played that nice, like you said, Carp. That would have been a triple if he mishandles it. And that is Lagares, and that is Trey. Promise.
That's Zach. And here's Howie. Struck out 3 times against Jacob deGrom last night. With Howie coming up in the 8th, deGrom got pulled. He walked, and the floodgates opened for the Nats. And that'll be a productive out. It's a very good play by Asdrubal Cabrera, but Trey Turner, and it took all of 1 pitch for Howie to send him to third.
Well, Howie gets some high fives going back to the dugout. Almost had himself a knock and an RBI on top of it. So a perfect at bat for a number 2 hitter, even though the fans here didn't like it. Nicely done, playing the game the right way. Bryce going old school hoodie.
Five for his last 9 with 5 walks in 3 games. And Harper's on base percentage back up. It's at .487. Infield in early in the game, showing some respect for Gio and hoping that they can keep Harper from his 18th RBI.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this play. Infield in the first inning, Trey Turner at third. I mean, you got to have some confidence in your offense, don't you? Are you afraid of a 1-0 deficit?
Now the question is, will Wheeler give Harper anything to hit?
All right, there's the sac fly zone. Trey Turner on third.
Yeah, that thing's in a little further than for most runners, isn't it?
I think it's a little deep, actually. Trey can fly. That's an easy sac fly in those, anywhere on that.
Bryce Harper has walked 21 times, most in the major leagues. Hitting .359 against right-handers to start the season.
Green light?
Yes. I say yeah. He didn't like that one. That would be one you would pound into the ground.
Tell you what, if I was Asdrubal Cabrera or Wilmer Flores and my skipper told me to play in on Bryce Harper, I'd just kind of show him my glove and say, you play in. I'm gonna get some depth here.
Yeah.
This guy hits it hard.
Tell the numbers guys I'm not playing there. That's ball 4. He went off speed and not at all surprised by what happens there. So it's Ryan Zimmerman They'll back up to double play depth, and Ryan looking to drive it somewhere for RBI number 6 or more. He does have great career numbers against Zach Wheeler. 8 for 18, 2 home runs, 4 batted in.
His last at bat last night, he touched one, just missed it. So he'll take that same swing here, create some launch angle. You see the numbers Carp's talking about. Talked to him after the game last night. He said he feels fine up there.
And of course, the added element that Harper could be running. Bryce has 2 without being caught. The Nats 20 stolen bases.
It's a relaxing at bat, Carp, in the sense that you know you have speed at third, so it's not going to take a max effort fly ball.
Might have left the strike zone to go after that 95. So lots of ground ball room right side. Straight away in the outfield.
Do we have a microphone in the plate? Because I can hear Ryan blowing into his gloves. I can hear
It's amazing.
the pine tar on his bat and the adhesion to his glove when it comes off.
That ball skips in, a breaking ball, and Tomas Nido made a fine play. 2-1. Yeah, didn't we hear somebody blowing into their, maybe even Ryan late in the game last night, blowing into his batting gloves to keep his hands warm.
That block was Nido.
You heard that?
You heard that. Watch, you can hear his hands come off the bat if he takes them off. Something in his mouth. You blow on your glove, you never know what gets in your mouth. Serious. And you don't know where those gloves have been.
2-1.
Hear that? That's
Unbelievable.
seriously, where's the mic? In his belt?
Delayed call by Will Little. Seems like Ryan Zimmerman gets painted by 1 or 2 of these every at bat.
Well, that's a double play if he swings, so it's a hang with him. Now you got to fight. Perfect pitch by Wheeler. You don't want to swing at that because you're thinking fly ball. But that's where everyone's been pitching, Ryan, early in the season.
2-2, 1 out, and on a play, had a good rip.
That's what he doesn't miss when he's locked in. That's the one he was hunting the whole at bat, really. A little more defensive with 2 strikes, understandable.
Why is this Sierra up to the number 5 hole tonight with Taylor behind him, then Defoe and Severino? Three and 2. We'll see if Bryce Harper is on the way here with 1 out. Extended listen there to Tim Bogard, the former Met, by the way, who's our first base coach. Trying to put an early stamp on this one after a late stamp last night. Harper running, ball 4. Good at bat by Ryan Zimmerman, and the bases are loaded for Sierra.
Hitting 5th tonight is Moises. The Big Mountain. I'm calling that the rest of the year. California, I live by the Sierra Mountain Range, and I'm calling him the Big Mountain.
I like it. As a Nat, 3 for 14, but 2 of them are doubles, and he's driven in 2. And his single got the whole thing rolling last night. So batting first, actually second in that inning. No, it was first. Still confused every time I look down and see 2 columns for 1 inning. He was the first batter and singled. He was the 10th batter and got drilled by a fastball. Now Wheeler steps off. Mound visit number 1 early. They want to make sure they get it right here.
You could win a game in the first inning, you could lose a game in the first inning. The mound trip thing is irrelevant. It really is. It hasn't been a factor in any game yet, not even close.
Sierra broke his bat. He's going to have to be quick, and he can't get there. The Mets turn a 6-4-3 to end the Nationals' early threat. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Find your local independent American Standard Heating and Air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. Get inside, guys. It's cold out there. 10th year of Citi Field. Mets hitting .237, 6 in the league, 9th in runs, 9th in homers. Cespedes back in there, and he's Gio's #1 nemesis. 7 for 16, couple of solos, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
I see the arsenal for Gio this year. Fastball averaging 89, curveball 75. The changeup he's thrown 22% of the time. It's the most he's ever thrown it. I know it's a small sample size. You see opponents hitting 246.
First pitch, a changeup, a little bit away to Asdrubal Cabrera, who had a huge night last night. Batting second behind Brandon Nimmo, but against the lefty Nimmo on the bench, and Cabrera leads off. Chopper left side. Defoe thought about cutting it. Trey Turner was on his way in. 1 out.
The defense for the Nats tonight: Sierra, Taylor, Harper, your outfield. Defoe, Zimmerman at the corners. Turner and Kendrick hoping to turn a few double plays, and Pedro Severino doing the catching. Trey Turner.
Quick question about that play. Will a shortstop actually call a third baseman off of that ground ball, or is it anything the third guy can get?
Well, I mean, it's nice if there's communication there, but it's anything the third baseman can get. Usually the third baseman's the guy that says, I got it, I got it, I got it, if you're going in front. And a lot of times a third baseman on that play, Carp, will do the ole. They'll stop. And then as a shortstop, you stop, and it messes up your timing. I've seen that happen a million times.
All right, here's the Gio Cespedes matchup. Yoenis Cespedes at $186 right now. 11 hits, but 3 homers and 12 RBIs. So with Cabrera, the switch hitter, leading off, 4 consecutive righties before GOC's Jay Bruce.
Gio, he's just standing there getting a sign like he's freezing to death. Did you see that?
Guy from South Florida with sleeves again, short sleeves like he did his last time out at home.
I mean, there's 2 ways you go about it as a player. You can layer up or go mind over matter. But if you sit in the dugout and talk about how cold it is all night, you're only doing yourself a disservice.
That ball had some spin on it, and it looked like it hit and actually took a bounce away from Trey Turner. And Cespedes now 8 for 17 career against Gio Gonzalez.
And the reason you're doing yourself a disservice is because everybody knows it's cold. And the more you talk about it, you know, the more you're beat. So, hey, everybody knows it's cold. Just go and play. I used to hate when guys on the bench sat there and moaned all night about how cold it was. Now you're already defeated. Hey, just go out there, do the best you can, and try not to let it affect you. I mean, ask Navy SEALs how they deal with cold.
There's Wilmer Flores hitting $192. Had 1 double play grounder already. Boy, that saved Zach Wheeler some pitches. 19th pitch of that first inning. There was 1 out when he was about to unleash it, and he got the inning over. Flores against Gio, 5 for 25 career. Trying to keep the ball away from these righties. 2-0. Gio, 279th career start. There's their hottest hitter, Todd Frazier, on a 6-game hitting streak.
Wilmer Defoe coming in, clapping his gloves, saying, let's go. Like Gio's having trouble with either the grip or finishing his delivery. He's kind of letting it go early and missing away with everything.
That's on the edge. Cespedes medium lead and pulls the string for strike 2. That ball ripped. Turner looking for 1. He'll go to first and makes a brilliant play. Zimmerman the stretch. And Trey Turner has been very active early in this one.
Yeah, good call. He got loose on the leadoff double. And check out the range of Trey Turner. That ball was by him. I thought he would go to second base, but he didn't have a play there. The only play was to first, and watch him sling it underhand. Right on the money. What a play by Trey Turner. Gio gotta like that. A little point from Gio. Attaboy. Nicely done, Trey Turner. Having a good game in 1 inning.
How about that? Here's Frazier. First base open, lefty on deck. How frisky do you want to be with this guy in the first inning? How about a changeup at the knees to get ahead? Frazier 9 for 19 during his streak.
In 2014, Gio threw the changeup 18% of the time, then 16, 16, 18 last year. This year so far, he's thrown the changeup 22% of the time, his highest rate ever.
Then he brings around the curveball. 0-2. A perfect pitch that split the outside corner.
That was well executed by Gio and a good take by Todd Frazier. It's exactly what he wanted to do. You show him one for a strike and then you show him one lower and hope he chases.
Had him way out ahead. Tripling up on the curveball. So Gio battles back and gets a scoreless bottom of the first. Unhittable.
Fouling a ball off his toe. Fans sitting at home might wonder how significant an injury that could be. It doesn't really sound like it'd be that bad. I asked Anthony earlier today. He said, oh, it's painful. The Nationals actually drilled a hole in his toenail to drain the blood. Earmuffs. Sorry about that if you're squeamish. He's not going to have to lose the nail, fortunately. He said he hasn't done any physical activity yet. He could if it was a dire situation, though. Feels he'll be able to stay off the DL. Should be back kind of soon.
Top of the second, first pitch chopper. Taylor thrown out by Frazier. Thank you, Dan, for the update. Well, we didn't think it was that big of a deal when Jason Worth fouled one off his foot in Oakland last year, and he was out an extended time. Hopefully nothing like that.
I've had that done. It sounds terrible, but it feels awesome once it's done. It alleviates a lot of pressure. You just drill a really tiny hole in the middle of your big toenail or whatever toenail it is, and it kind of alleviates the pressure. A lot of stuff comes out, and it feels a lot better.
Nasty pitch inside edge. Wilmer Defoe against Zach Wheeler for the first time. Wilmer and his buddy Severino, major contributors with 3 RBIs in that 6-run 8th inning last night.
How about that? There's the energy back to back, right?
Yeah, love these guys.
And the buddies that were getting on each other during the game last night. In a good way. Firing each other up. Really have enjoyed watching Wilmer develop into a major leaguer, and this guy's got a bright future. He had so much energy behind the plate. It's a good mix between Matt Wieters and Pedro. I love it.
1-2. Another one skips in.
You got the calm veteran that knows what finger to put down every time, knows the pitchers. He's watching swings, reading swings, and then you got the guy on deck with all the energy that's pumping guys up and running all over the place. It's a nice mix between the two catchers.
Yeah, he lives for moments like last night when he got Cabrera at third. 2-2. Wilmer to the right side for Asdrubal Cabrera.
Kind of an example of what we're talking about last night. Bottom of the ninth inning, down by 2. That can't happen. But watch the reaction and the hustle from Pedro Severino. Wilmer hustled over there, stuck the tag in there, and then he showed him the ball. Pedro rung him up. A little vamos, which means let's go in Spanish. I love it.
Love it. Helps when you're hitting 321. On top of all of that, he's 9 for 28 in 10 ball games. 6 strikeouts, 5 walks. Trying to get the lineup turned over and get Gio in there. Here in the second.
Gio's over there talking how bad it's going to hurt if he doesn't hit on the barrel. I guarantee it, he's talking to some fan right now. Like, I better hit this on the barrel, it's going to hurt. And you think about it, the one guy that doesn't want his hands to be ringing is the pitcher, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Gio, he's a lefty who bats right-handed.
Look at he's nervous.
I don't know if he knew those guys before the game, but he knows them now.
He loves New York.
Two. And this one out to center. Juan Lagares. The Nats will go 1-2-3. That's the first out. Not a grounder by Zach Wheeler.
No score. Cold night. Nats looking for hits and some defense. Bryce has the hoodie on. And Bob, have you done your taxes yet?
Absolutely. And if you turned in your 1040 tax forms, you can get some $10.40 tickets. Upper gallery tickets for the April 30th, May 1st, and May 2nd games against those battling Buccos from Pittsburgh for just $10.40. Now through not 10:40 a.m., just 10 a.m. on Thursday. Visit Nationals.com. Taxes and baseball. Things we hate, things we love.
10-4. You know what I hate is that I'm on somebody's list for those fake tax calls. And I keep blocking the number and they keep calling. I don't know how they do that. They're telling me the cops are coming to get me.
Yeah, and they said cops, right?
Yeah, they literally said cops in the message. It scared me at first, and then I realized. All right.
I think our truck should drop that prank. They've gotten enough out of that. Jay Bruce. Plantar fasciitis in his foot's been bugging him. But since 2012, he's up there with Giancarlo and Goldie gone. Rizzo and Bryce.
Every one of those guys played in hitters' ballparks except for Bryce and Stanton.
Yeah, yeah.
Goldschmidt in Arizona. Rizzo in Wrigley Field. And Jay Bruce at Great American Small Park.
Good way to put it. 1-1 to Bruce. Steve Berthume, who's the radio play-by-play guy for the, or the TV play-by-play guy for the D-backs. That's his call on a ball. Paul Goldschmidt homer. Goldie gone. 2-1. Ooh. Jay Bruce 6 for 26 against Gio Career. He's one of the guys who signed early this year, relatively speaking, on January 10th, a 3-year deal. Fastball by him. Gio now 2 consecutive Ks. Frazier and Bruce. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
Going getting loose a little bit. Velocity in the upper 80s first inning, and he's 91 right there on the heater to Jay Bruce. So maybe warming up a tad on a cold night.
Here's Juan Lagares. We think that's him.
It is.
And he's been a Gio nemesis as well. 386 career. And Juan's playing better to start this season. Batting .348. Stole a couple of bags last night. He's always been great in center field. Won a Gold Glove there. And there are the numbers on those 17 hits. So Juan's now 29 years of age. When he was 25, he won a Gold Glove. Gio went 3-0 on a batter last inning. I think it was Flores came back to get him on a grounder that was hard hit. And then the confidence to throw the changeup in any count.
Almost broke the sign again tonight.
Yeah, last night broke donuts. Tonight trying to break cabinets.
Look at the 0 and go.
That's a fastball way outside. And for the Mets, 1 on, 1 out. Gio unhappy. He'll face Tomas Nido. Catching tonight with Jose Lobaton alternating things with Kevin Plawecki and Travis d'Arnaud both injured. 23-year-old catcher from San Juan, 8th rounder by the Mets 6 years ago. 10 at bats at the big league level last year. He had 3 hits and drove in 3 runs.
Good changeup.
That is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Still upset about the walk. Now he's got to concentrate on the ground ball double play, which he's been so good at throughout his career, and keeping Lagares close at first.
Yeah. He'd love that ground ball. The pitcher next, as again tonight Mickey Callaway bats his pitcher 8th. Tried to bring the curveball around. It stayed away. 2-1.
You know, if that was your last name, wouldn't you be number 18?
18 Wheeler?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost a given, right? Say, I want number 18.
Well, you'd have to do something for Travis d'Arnaud, who's wearing that number. Could be costly. And that one up in the zone 2-2, but just when I wonder where the next laugh is coming from on a 42-degree night, that was a good one.
Our crew up here in the booth, there are all kinds of Smokey and the Bandit jokes going right now.
Well, I kind of like that 8th inning convoy the Nats had going last night.
Start the runner here with the pitcher on deck is the question. We'll see how Mickey Callaway plays it. I don't know if I would. Let's see.
Lagares, as I mentioned, swiped a couple last night. Got a kind of a walking lead, swing and a miss. The throw over on the other side of the bag, and Howie Kendrick gets him anyway.
That's why I wouldn't, because now you got the pitcher leading off next inning. Aggressive play by the Mets, but what a throw by Pedro Severino. So the strike him out, throw him out, double play. And the kids are having fun all of a sudden, aren't they? The celebration by Pedro after he guns another runner out. Thanks for coming. The moment with little interference there on the swing. So we had to deal with some traffic on this throw. Watch this. Throws right over the top. Good tag by Howie on the backside. Here's the Exmo that we're talking about. Tried the swim technique, taking one of the hands away.
Cool replay. You saw Ted Barrett getting himself into good position. Love it.
The 100% fiber optic network means more speed for more devices at once. Visit getfios.com.
All right, Dan, how about Severino, the energy in the dugout lately?
He's got a lot of energy all the time, Bob, but after throwing out two of the last two runners who have tried to swipe a bag on him, he ran back to the dugout with his tongue out the entire time. He's feeling pretty swaggy right now, that's for sure.
I like it. I like the energy with those two. They're buddies, and it's good stuff.
Top of the third, here's Gio. Fastball right down the middle. Gio Gonzalez, an 094 career hitter, 0 for 6 so far this year. Also 0 for 6 career against Wheeler.
Remember, Wilmer and Adam Lynn were buddies last year.
Yeah.
This year, his baseball buddies Pedro, and they're kind of feeding off each other, right? I love it.
They are the Dos Amigos, that's for sure. Fastball up and a 3-pitch strikeout. Wheeler's first K of the night. So the first time around, the Nationals go 1 for 7 with 2 walks. Second walk, Zimmerman wiped out on the Sierra double play ball. So now Trey Turner, who doubled off the wall in deep right center first time, stranded at third eventually. Up there again, and Trey suddenly having a pretty good series. His last 4 at bats, single to right, single to left, line drive out to left, And a ball 400 feet off the wall in center, and he got Todd Frazier on the move with that one. Trey Turner doesn't always have to bunt, but if he just shows it, he sure gets a lot of infielders with nervous feet. Kevin Long watching, and Turner's going to have another base hit. So he is 4 for his last 5. And maybe the running of the leadoff man here with 1 out, 3rd inning.
A nice job of pulling his hands inside and using the big part of the park right back up the middle. So 1 over Juan's head and 1 in front of Juan.
And your term is in the proper context, because of those 4 hits, only 1 pulled the left. So Trey is locking it in, and here's Howie. He hit the ball sharply first time, and as Drupal had to go way to his left to keep it out of right field.
If I'm not mistaken, you can really run on Zach Wheeler. They did in spring training, they have in the past. Maybe not as slow as Noah Syndergaard to the plate, who's worked on speeding up his delivery, but I mean, look for Trey to run early here. If he gets a good jump, he's going to walk into second.
Long look, and you thought eventually the hitter might ask for time, which Howie did. So Turner has out-hit the Mets 2-1. Trey holding on a strike up in the zone to Howie Kendrick.
Howie probably taking that for Trey, and now all bets are off. Got to take care of yourself hitting. It's Trey Turner on first, in case you're wondering.
Holding. This one low in the zone. Is 0-2 a good count to go? It can be.
Wheeler's pretty quick on those first 2 strikes. Maybe so quick that Howie couldn't pull the trigger.
So is something off speed happen here? We'll see.
Fastball up.
And Howie hammers it. Maybe touched by Rosario. Turner easily to third. Howie Kendrick on an 0-2 pitch, and he tomahawked it right through shortstop. Corner situation, 1 out.
That's a danger with the high fastball with 2 strikes. If you don't get it up high enough, this happens. Every once in a while it'll go in the gap, but Howie did a nice job of getting on top of that ball. And then the way Cespedes went after that, he had to go in the gap, and he didn't go after it quick like he's freezing cold out there. That allowed Trey to go right in his face to third.
And a big spot for Harper. There is a base open. It's second base. Walked him first time, did Wheeler. It puts Howie 1 hit ahead of Bryce for the team lead with 18. And a ball headed out to right center. Jay Bruce is there. He's got no shot except to throw it into second. And Bryce Harper, RBI number 18, 1-0 Washington.
It didn't really get anything to hit his first time up except for a 3-0 pitch. That time ready to hit early. Doesn't take much with Trey on third. 1-0 Nats.
Ryan Zimmerman walked first time. That'll spin him around.
That's just a show pitch. He's going right back outside like everybody else has been doing.
First time in the series Bryce gets an RBI without breaking his bat. Zimmerman got jammed enough to keep it in the yard. Cespedes has it. But some manufacturing going on there. Turner's speed a factor. 1-0 Nats.
2011. But the Nats will be back at Nats Park on April 27th through May 6th. Diamondbacks, Pirates, Phillies in town. Visit Nationals.com to get your tickets today.
Gio, first 2 innings, 34 pitches, 17 strikes. When you're talking Cards, you're talking Coons. League leaders, lowest slugging percentage allowed on the hook. And only Corey Kluber better than Gio since the start of last season. And Strasburg's deadly curveball on that list. This is Zach Wheeler. So Gio pitches left-handed, bats right-handed. Wheeler, a right-hander, bats left-handed.
Go figure.
He's 1 for 4 against Gio. And that one may hang up enough for Bryce. Nope, it's hit too shallow. Wheeler drops one into right center. And the Mets have their second base hit. Next up, Ahmed Rosario, the shortstop.
Gio's asking for a new ball. There's possibly pine tar on that ball. Zach Wheeler hit that right off the handle, perfectly placed.
RBI and a ground ball last night for their young shortstop. Scrambled to his left by Severino. Defoe shallow at third. Good heater right on the edge. And Nissan will have a look.
Good frame. Right in the middle of the box. I don't know what all the moans were about.
That was a fastball with changeup action to it.
Even Pitchcast thought it was low. We'll take it.
2-2. Rosario having a hard time keeping his eyes dry, it appears.
I always thought umpires look for strikes on cold nights too. They don't want to sit out there all night.
Will Little, 6th year as a big league umpire. Swing and a miss and a snap to first. Wheeler had a short lead. He's back. But Gio strikes out his 4th Met. So we're into the 8 o'clock hour here at Gio Gonzalez's favorite ballpark on the road, Citi Field, where he's 10-1. Bob FP and Dan on a frigid night. 42 at game time. 1-0 on the Turner and Kendrick singles, followed by the Harper sac fly. Top of the order, Cabrera, and Asdrubal bounced out to Trey Turner, first time up. Came in, the switch hitter did, 7 for 17, right-handed. Put up some good offensive numbers the last couple of years. .280 with the Mets 2 years ago. .280 again last year. Combined 37 home runs and 121 RBIs. So he and Gio faced each other a lot over the years. Some of that in the American League. He had a pretty good rip, and it's 2-1. Cabrera, first year in the big leagues, the Tribe in '07.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had a nice night last night with the homer and all the hits, but he didn't sleep well because of that base running error he made in the ninth. I mean, he'd been around too long to know, and maybe he was just excited in the moment because he was having a good night. But down by 2, there's no percentage in getting to third there. You're just being aboard, just being on base.
Yeah.
You got Conforto up. You're hoping for a 2-run pop to tie the game and to send it into extra. So there's no percentage in even reading that ball. And even say in a tie game there, when you read a ball in the dirt to third, you have to make it kick far enough away from the catcher to get in there easily. So that play was just not a good decision at all. And I guarantee you, he didn't sleep well last night because of it.
2-2.
Sometimes that little man in your head gets you in trouble. You can make it. Go. You got it easy. Oh, no. Trust me. Been there, done it.
Boy, that's some kind of take on 3 and 2. 2 on, 1 out for the Mets, and trouble brewing with Cespedes.
This one was down, I feel like. Pedro tried to frame it up. No Lion King walk-up song this year for Yoenis. At least not that at bat.
Pitcher 90 feet ahead of Cabrera, so not much speed out there. Cespedes, base hit up the middle first time to the left of Trey Turner. So with that hit, 8 for 17 career against Gio Gonzalez.
Bryce with his hoodie on, Cespedes with his layers. These guys look huge tonight, don't they? All layered up. Bigger than normal.
Yeah, only thing we don't get is all the neon colors from Cespedes we usually get. And Gio throws it by him. Snuck a fastball 0-2. So the changeup had him well out ahead.
You know, every once in a while you see Cespedes in and at bat just get in total swing mode, and he's doing that right now. What's swing mode? Well, he's ready to hit. I mean, the only way he takes one is if it's like too far in to hit. But right now he's swinging. At least that's what he's shown you early in this at bat.
Chopper left side, Defoe. Kendrick, no chance at first. Cespedes got down the line well. Wheeler to third on the second out.
The last hop to Wilmer took time. All of a sudden the ball just hit something and went high in the air, and that was a difference in how he turned it or not. I don't know if it was top spin because of the broken bat, but the last hop kind of went up in the air and stayed there for a second. If I saw this right initially, watch the last hop. Right there. Look how high it was. Maybe he took an extra click. Maybe not. I don't know.
Flores almost singled past the backhand side of Trey Turner first time, and he robbed him. This one chopped left side. One hopper to Turner the short way, and Gio has had base runners to deal with in every inning, but 3 zeros on the board, all that count. Pretty good battle here to start things off. So Trey Turner helps the Nats get their first run, 2 for 2. Harper, the sac fly, RBI number 18, and Gio, 54 pitches in 3 scoreless innings. Well, last night the Nats scored more than 7 and 1. Can they do it again? If they do, 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com. Promo code NATS50. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Stick a hot pizza in my shirt right now. I would. Cold.
April in New York. Big curveball to Moises Sierra, top of the 4th underway. That was pitch number 44 from Zach Wheeler. He jammed Sierra into a huge double play ground ball first time up. That ball well hit to right. Nice approach by Moises Sierra, who's now 4 for 16.
Another base hit for the Big Mountain. Would have taken this first time up, but either way, he checks in with the knock, hands inside the baseball. Good swing.
Michael A. Taylor swinging early in the count. Grounded out to Frazier first time. That's up and in.
You know, one of the benefits of seeing these guys every day, their whole career, you know, we've seen Michael A. Taylor's first game, we've seen Bryce's, you saw Jason Worth for 7 years. You can tell by their body language when they're confident and when they're not, even facial expressions, because you just know them so well. You watch every single 162 games, we get close-ups. I'm telling you, the last 2 or 3 games, you can see Michael A., he's starting to feel it a little bit. He's getting his groove back. You know, you can tell when they're worried, when they're nervous, when they're not confident, when they're faking it. You know, I went through that as a player, and if you watch me every day, you could tell. But, you know, we kind of can see that he's starting to feel it.
Waited for that curveball. I've noticed several times lately Michael A. will, we saw it before that pitch, he'll close his eyes, maybe trying to visualize something or remember something before he gets back in there and ready to hit.
Part of his routine. He's back to the leg kick. He looks more relaxed.
2-1. Sierra running, pitch low, throw to the shortstop side, and Moises Sierra swipes a bag for the Nats, his first. And he's at second base, nobody out.
Davey ball. Moises Sierra stealing a base. Don't pay attention to him. They're going to go. He wants everybody to be aggressive, and you see the throw right there by Nito, just a cutter. And that caught me by surprise. Once that big frame starts rolling, it doesn't stop.
Career stolen base number 6. And Michael A. will take the walk.
Seeing the ball better.
Yeah, had a big walk last night during that huge inning. 2-1, nobody out, and Wilmer Defoe. At Sandy Spring Bank, we help people and businesses reach their goals every day. Sandy Spring Bank, from here for 150 years. Third walk given the Nats. And the next 5, of course, tomorrow night here on to Dodger Stadium. And then San Fran. Tanner Roark and Steven Matz tomorrow evening.
I mean, if you butt here, it's probably going to be for the whole base hit sacrifice thing. You know, you try to lay down a beauty and get on yourself. But the corners are really pinching hard. Frazier's 2 steps on the grass. Flores is 1 step on the grass.
This infield looks like a chess match right now. Wilmer bouncing ball to Cabrera first time. He'd like to at least elevate something.
I always thought when you bunted with 7, you could walk 8 to get to the pitcher.
Yeah.
So the reason I said if he's bunting, it's got to be for a hit. He's thinking bases loaded, nobody. And hey, he hit the clutch hit last night too. Don't forget that.
Wilmer, 3 RBIs. There's that jumble on the infield. He's 8 for 26 left-handed. Kind of waiting for Severino to holler something at him from the on-deck circle.
Oh, you're right with me. I was just watching for that, but he's blowing on his hands, trying to stay warm. That's not to keep Moises close. That's to see if Wilmer's showing bunt. That's all Mickey Callaway's doing right there by putting that move on. He's not going to steal third with nobody out.
And Zach Wheeler going off speed, keeping the ball down, working to a 1-2 count. Defoe does elevate, and he's going to drop one into right field. Bob Henley going to send the runner. Sierra coming home safe. To third is Taylor. So some good reading done by base runners and base coach on that little flare. Nationals lead 2-0.
Well, how many times did you see Wilmer hit it over Wilmer? I mean, that doesn't happen too often in the big league. So there's one Wilmer hitting it over as Strubal's head, close to Wilmer. That drops in, but a great read by Moises Sierra with nobody out, just rolling all the way. And you think that guy's going to hold him? Once he gets that head of steam going, you really can't hold him. Good read. Are you going to send me? Well, he went to him hard and gave him an opportunity. He didn't just pull up when he got to the bag. Good hustle by Moises Sierra. What's not to love about this kid so far? And Dave Martinez tell him, hey, we're aggressive, great stolen base, way to get on. They weren't expecting you to go home. You caught them napping.
Nobody out. First and third, Severino now. Pedro doesn't go the other way a lot, but he's got 90 feet of ground ball room on the right side. And Defoe, he may be thinking about leaving first base soon.
Yeah, I like what I just saw too. I mean, Dave Martinez going down there and instructing during the game. You know, all positive stuff. Way to go. I like that you went on the green light. That was a great job. Nice read. Don't be afraid to score with nobody out. We're going to be aggressive here. All good stuff. Good coaching in the middle of the game.
Severino got Flores on the way in from first with the offer, and then took it for a strike.
The reason I say that, Carpet, a lot of coaches just high-five you on the way by. Nice job. But he went down there and reaffirmed something good that just happened out there, whether it was the at-bat, the stolen base, or the read on Wilmer's base hit.
So the Nationals have scored the last 9 runs in this series, unanswered. Busted bat, foul.
Trying to hit that hole created by Wilmer. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying the brand of baseball so far early in the year. The Nats are featuring the new skippers.
Yeah.
Implementing. You know, I know their record isn't where they want it. They're banged up. They got 3 all-star type players not playing right now. But I like what he's bringing to the table, and I like what the fellas are buying into. Being aggressive, you make it out, you make it out, so what?
Nationals stole 108 bases all of last year, third in the league. They already have 21 with Sierra's theft of second tonight. Such a great weapon. And it's just not just two guys. Oh-2 battle. Got a breaking ball, and that's a base hit. Severino gets around it, and the Nats lead 3-0. And the Dos Amigos behind Sierra and Taylor continue to have a blast together.
Well, they're making us have fun watching it. Hey, nice job with 2 strikes by Pedro right here, staying on the curveball, almost a half swing. Watch him just punch it into play. I mean, you could almost drop a 3 amigos with Moises Sierra. They're getting it done. Love what you're seeing from these guys.
Now Gio trying to push 2 runners ahead for Turner, and he pulls back from a strike.
I mean, in an age when strikeouts are just okay, and to see a guy take a half swing like that and put it in play for an RBI with 2 strikes.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Hard to bunt that up in the zone. They could switch off and have Gio swing. We'll see. Nobody out. 2 runs in. Defoe and Severino second and first. Gio's going to try to lay it down. He's going to bunt it on a line drive, and the runners do a good job to stay home.
I'll show you some Geico highlights of Trey Turner's night. It's been a nice one so far. He's looking to add on right now. But what has he done? Well, he started this ball game up with a double off the wall. So there goes the no-hitter. Leadoff double by Trey Turner. And how about this play? Robin Wilmer Flores going way deep in the hole, slinging it underhand. Right on the money to Ryan Zimmerman. Gio appreciating it. So the second base hit for Trey. And he's in the box right now. I'll wait to read the Geico thing after this. There it is. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com and see how much you can save.
Way inside. So last night, after going 0 for 2, Trey Turner was below 200. Since then, he's gone 4 for 5.
You know, I don't know if they win this game tonight, but I'm seeing a more relaxed bunch. Like the weight of the world's off their shoulders after what they did last night. And you get a signature win like that, Carp, maybe you're trying too hard. You know, all the expectations, and you get out of the gate. They hear the noise like we hear the noise. Maybe last night changed things, but just looking around right now, they seem like a looser group. That could be just me making it up, but I feel like I'm seeing it.
Breaking ball, and Trey fouls it. So the bottom of the order has built a very nice inning here. See what the guys at the top can do to top it off. 2-2, 1 out. And Trey Turner 2 for 2. Full count. Zach Wheeler started this inning with 43 pitches. In 25 more, he's had 1 out, and that was a pitcher bunting. And Turner to left, backing up Cespedes a bit. Nowhere for the runners to go. 2 down. It'll be up to Howie, and he's singled, hitting the ball extremely hard last time up. Badly needed out for Zach Wheeler and the Mets. He's hit the ball on the button twice tonight. Harper next. Mets desperate to end this inning right here. And a one-hopper can put Frazier right over to the bag for the force. Good inning for the Nats. Couple of runs, 3 hits, a walk, and a steal. And the 4th inning of Nationals baseball. Brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals.
Part. Well, it's always all about you because you're kids, but you can celebrate kids opening day with Junior Nats Kids Club. Join Screech and all the mascots and celebrate his birthday. There's fidget spinners for the first 10,000 kids ages 12 and under. Everybody loves a fidget spinner. Tell your parents to visit nationals.com for fidget spinners.
Gio back to work. 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. He's pitched around 2 walks. Todd Frazier leads off, bottom 4 for New York. That one really had some runaway to it.
The last sequence between these two was masterful. He had a runner on second, 2 outs, and he threw Frazier 3 curveballs in a row, and Todd just couldn't lay off the last one.
And the changeup just misses. There's a fastball in there. Severino trying to motivate Gio to shoot one right into that chest protector there.
Oh, he's telling him to stay through it. Stay through me. Stay through the target. Finish, basically.
He does. 3-2. I tell you, when you're a young catcher from your first day in the big leagues, you have to act like a veteran, don't you? Working with guys who've been around for a long time.
Oh, he'd take charge back there.
And he will be punched out, Will Frazier, as Gio buzzes the inside edge with a fastball. Strikeout number 5, Mercedes-Benz a look.
But look at everything early. It's away. And so he stood him up with the fastball in with 2 strikes, and Frazier was leaning out to cover all the pitches early in the count that were away.
So your term masterful 2 consecutive times with Frazier there.
Well, a different look. You know, as a hitter, I'm thinking, well, he's got to go back to that curveball, right? That's what he got me with first time. I looked silly on it. He's got to throw it. He's got to throw it. Boom, fastball. I can't pull the trigger.
Gio with a nice work rate going here. 1-1. Threw that right at the hip of Jay Bruce. It stayed in. 2-1. That fastball's playing quicker than 90 and 91. On the shift, Defoe a long way to go, but well out of play. Inside the Numbers presented by PNC Bank. So Southsiders, Southpaws, whatever you want to call them, most wins by lefties since the start of 2012. Kershaw almost to 100. Gio at 80. Fastball up, foul. Defoe further up the middle now with 2 strikes. Ooh. Bruce started his bat, pulled it back close, 3-2.
Good place to miss below the zone, and a good take by Jay Bruce. Gio wanted it.
And the challenge fastball hit out to center for Taylor. Next up, Juan Lagares.
That was down, ball 1. Just a little bit low.
And Gio not able to get that first 1-2-3 inning. Juan Lagares fights it off. Second hit of the series. Has been on 4 times. That'll bring in Tomas Nido, the catcher. Struck out first time on the front end of a strike him out, throw him out double play, with Lagares gunned down by Severino.
Well, I think what Juan Lagares just did is how you have to approach Gio. You know, let it get deep, go the other way. Today's game, everyone's letting it loose, trying to launch, but Gio has such good late movement on his 2-seamer. And early in the count, it's generally away. They'll come in hard late, like that. But I think if you're thinking up the middle the other way off Gio as a right-handed hitter, it's a good game plan.
That's a busted bat. Turner to Kendrick. And Gio continues to keep the Mets off the board. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer. Harper will lead off. You can also log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, broken bats, home runs, Ram. It's all straight ahead on a chilly night in New York. of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, great night for ice cream. Good call.
In his face. Top of the fifth.
It's ice cream. It's 40 degrees. Come on.
Well, he did sprinkle in some sprinkles.
Yeah, that's true.
Bryce, a walk, a sac fly, RBI number 18. Put the Nats on top in the third. I think the strategy is you have one of those and then the hot chocolate tastes about 10 times better if you make it that far.
I guess ice cream's always good.
Shift on, Frazier out of the shortstop position. So Bryce looking to bunt third base way for a hit.
Even his bunts go far.
On base percentage, third behind Ryan Hoskins and Chris Bryant, slugging second behind Charlie Blackmon.
I mean,
everything else first.
That's a perfect launch position. Screenshot that. Exactly where you want to be right before you fire your hands.
2-2.
Hands back just a little bit. Keep that front side closed. Your face is square to the pitcher so both eyes are seeing the baseball and you're not just peeking out of your lead eye. And then just unravel all over the baseball and unleash terror on the opponent. That's the plan, at least.
Three-two to Bryce. Wheeler went after him. The ball goes right by the mound out to Rosario, the shortstop. Ryan Zimmerman coming in, and Dan has more.
Bob, Davey Martinez talking about Zim earlier on today said that he went up to Zim recently with numbers showing that he's among the major league leaders in exit velocity and told him, keep swinging, stick with what you're doing and things will turn for you. As for keeping him in the cleanup spot despite his troubles, Davey says Zim is a guy who needs to be at the plate in big moments. He's watched Zim from across the way the last few years, know what he's capable of in big spots, just isn't getting the luck right now, but is confident it'll turn.
Walk and a fly ball to left tonight. Wheeler got in on his hands last time. That curveball stays in. 1-1.
He knows better than anybody, being a veteran, that you just have to go one at bat at a time when you get off to a slow start. If you start thinking about the uphill climb to get to 300 or what I need to do in the big picture.
Zimmerman, high drive, deep left center. Lagares under it. And that's in the category of a just missed home run. 2 outs.
I mean, pretty good swing, and if you look above the stadium, the wind's blowing straight in from left. So, yeah, I don't know if this was just missed, Carp, or it's just a rough night to get it out to left. Either way, not far off.
Sierra now, bases empty, 2 outs.
But the worst thing you want to hear from your teammates right now is way to swing it. I mean, that's okay for about a week, and then all of a sudden it gets old, and you're like, please, enough.
Couldn't stop. Opposite field single, igniting the 2-run fourth. Stole a bag on his way around. So we went the other way last time, and they're trying to jam him here. And that's going to get through. So they broke his bat on a ground ball pulled for a double play. Since then, he goes 2 for 2 the other way.
I mean, this kid can hit. The more you see him, the more you love. Nice piece of hitting. Second hit of the night for Moises. Taking advantage of opportunity.
And Sierra now hitting .353. Taylor, ground ball, a walk, a run scored tonight. Defoe waiting. So the Nats have out hit the Mets 7-3 tonight. Gio's never given up more than one single in any inning. He swiped a bag last time, his first as a Nat.
You know, if your first name is Moises, you have to hit. Moises Alou was one of the best hitters I ever played with. And he could flat out hit. I mean flat out hit. He didn't move a muscle until the ball was in the zone. He didn't have any kind of leg kick, rock back. He just stood there like a statue and dropped the barrel on baseball.
He's running again. Foul ball. I was with the Rangers when a young kid called Sierra was called up, and the thing about Ruben was, I heard baseball people say how unusual it was and unique that he had the same swing from both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
Great switch hitter.
So when you have two hitters' names, you really got to hit.
Yeah, you got to hack. Running again, swing and a miss, and the inning's over. Sierra 2 for 3 tonight. Nats have stranded 5. 3-0 lead halfway through.
Does to this ball club. So far, so good. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $44 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by Nats pitcher this season. Gio has 5 strikeouts times 44, $692.
You chose well as far as a profession. Wheeler, Rosario, and Cabrera. Pretty good jammage on the first pitch there. Let's get back to our numbers here. So Gio by 5 most wins against the Mets. Hamels, of course, out of the division for a while. Scherzer and Strasburg will catch up soon. Or maybe they won't catch up with Gio. Big curveball, just missed 1-1. Wheeler base hit into right center first time.
You see what the A's are doing tonight? It's free night at the ballpark.
Everybody gets in free?
Everybody celebrate their 50th anniversary.
That's cool. Sounds chaotic, but that's cool. Oh, I see some video you got there. That's really neat. Well, he's well placed. Another hit, Zach Wheeler. He's a 500 hitter. 2 for 4 on the season. Ahmed Rosario next. He's the only Met with more than 1 hit.
Is there a better hitting staff in baseball than the Mets? Syndergaard can hit. Wheeler can really hit. DeGrom can hit, former shortstop in college. I have to think about that one for a minute.
Scherzer and Strasburg can hack. Gio has 3 career homers, but doesn't hit for the average those guys do.
Yeah, I'm glad they're in the dugout and they didn't hear that. Seriously, I was thinking about it. If they're in the clubhouse right there. What are you talking about, dude?
What about us?
We can hit.
Hey, Tanner can hit. He's a good athlete.
Can.
There's Tanner. He's not taking it easy in the clubhouse on a night like this.
That's
well placed and well hit by Rosario. It's going to plug the gap. We'll watch Glenn Sherlock, the third base coach. He holds Wheeler. It's second and third. Nobody out. Top of the order coming up. First time tonight the Mets have back-to-back hits. Hit by the pitcher gets things going here in the 5th.
Yeah, we'll see how Gio handles this. You know, if you're as Drupal right now, you're thinking about pushing the ball the right side. Is this a skipper coming out? I can't tell. Yeah, I think so. No, I'm sorry, it's Derek. Can't tell with the jackets on and the hoodies. A little quick trip, tighten them up, calm them down, give them a breather.
Cabrera tonight, ground ball to short and a walk. 8 for 35 career against Gio.
He's thinking right field. We'll see if they try to jam him here. Everybody blowing on their hands. It's one of those nights.
Center field, Taylor. Pitcher running at third. He's coming home. Taylor unleashes a great throw, and it just was not a good hop for Severino. And 2 runners moved up on that. The Mets are on the board.
It's a big gamble by Michael Taylor, and you understand why. He's got a very accurate and strong arm. But what you're doing here is you're trying to throw out 1 run, and if you don't, it could lead to 2. You know, nobody out right now. You saw Rosario tagging up on second, so he goes to third with 1 out. And I understand why he did it. He wants to be aggressive. He wants to throw out the pitcher, Zach Wheeler. It was an accurate throw. It short hop Severino. He really didn't have a chance. But in that gamble, it allowed Rosario to get to third with 1 out.
For Cespedes. And he's going to cue shot one to the right side. Zimmerman to the bag and really didn't have a chance to get the runner. So it'll be an RBI grounder by Cespedes in a 3-2 game.
But to my point, a 3-1 game turns into a 3-2 game. But as a manager, you never fault the guy for being over-aggressive. And if Michael A. Taylor had no shot at home on Zach Wheeler, then you're saying, what is he doing? But he had a great shot. It just didn't work out. It was an aggressive gamble, and it turned 1 run into 2 runs. But like I said, you want your players making aggressive, I don't even want to say a mistake, decisions is a better word.
Gio knocks down the drive by Flores. Time. Took him a second to pick it up, and the Mets now have the tying run on base. Just glad Gio was able to appear to get a glove on that thing in self-defense. He had a line drive right back at him the last time he pitched.
Looks like he's okay. They're going to come out and check on him right now. Double pump allowed Wilmer to get to first. Did he get his bare hand?
I thought it got his glove.
Okay.
So Dale Gilbert out there to check on Gio.
I never look at where it hits him. I just want to know that they're okay. Yeah, it did. Maybe the heel of his glove. And good thing he got that glove up there, right? That was heading for his face.
Here's Frazier. First pitch changeup. Doubles up 1-1. Because of his off-speed stuff, the fastball's been playing quick tonight.
Been east and west, in and out, pitching, change-ups away, sinkers away, bust jam with the heater.
Nice off-speed. Zimmerman, a nice little backhanded play, and Ryan to the back. So the Mets get a couple, and ahead for the Nats, 2 amigos who each have RBIs.
About the value of putting the ball in play. First, Wilmer Defoe with the clutch knock, and then Pedro Severino with the clutch knock. And watch the end of this, folks. This is where it gets really good. So over the top, watch Bryce. Just keep watching Bryce. Over the top. Wait, get into a, one more. I don't know what that means yet, but that's hilarious. Maybe just
I think it's a thing already.
Dropping some singles in. I don't know. They're having fun, which is nice.
Ball 1 to Defoe. Severino and Gio to follow here, top 6. 3-2 ball game now. Wilmer looked like he was trying to hit that one out into the right field bullpen.
You got a knock in your back pocket, why not?
That's Robert Gazelman. And going the other way with a pop fly to left for Cespedes. Nats box. Leadoff double. Trey Turner in the first. Because of a double play, the Nats couldn't chase him home. They got him home in the third after he singled. So did Howie and Bryce at a sac fly. And then the fourth inning, Sierra, Taylor, Defoe, Severino on base. All four of them, and RBI knocks by Wilmer and Pedro.
A momentum shift here at Citi Field. Nats trying to snatch it back. Right now, the Mets, after 2 runs, woke the crowd up, and you feel like they have the momentum.
Severino batting .333 now with his 1 for 2 tonight. He's 10 for 30. By the way, those guys left that Gio was talking to, so now he's talking to other fans. Guess the ball boy's always there if it really gets desperate.
He keeps sliding down. There's the whole row there.
I know one of Gio's favorite things is to have a chat with Mark Lerner when he's on deck at Nationals Park. I know Mark has talked him into many base hits. And a 1-2 pitch with 1 out. And this one a mile high back. Nito no play. In Atlanta, Phillies Braves 1-1. Bottom of the 4th. In the Bronx, Marlins 7, Yankees nothing. 7th inning up there.
Did you hear the fans last night in the Bronx chanting Donnie baseball? It was awesome.
Oh, cool, yeah. John Mattingly back with the fish. Back in town. Derek Jeter said he was not going to come. Didn't want to be a huge distraction. And Severino, another foul ball and playable for Wilmer Flores. 2 down.
All right, watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in your office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium and allows you to do all kinds of fun stuff. Visit MLB.tv for details. It's the #1 app. We use it when we're on the bus, the plane. We have Wi-Fi.
Gio a strikeout and a bunt on a fly to the first baseman. And a chopper right in front of home plate. Checked up and almost went backwards on Nito. And a 1-2-3 inning. Top 6 for Zach Wheeler.
Mobile, let's check out Gio's evening so far. A nice job mixing it up. Curveballs, fastballs, changeups. He's got 5 punch outs, and we're showing you a bunch of them. Are we showing all 5? Yeah, there it is. Lock him up with the fastball. So a couple of runs in 5 innings, giving up 6 hits, 88 pitches, 52 for strikes. T-Mobile, built for baseball. I always like to say brought to you by, reminds me of a kid growing up listening to broadcasters say that all the time.
So there's Gio. Wheeler, by the way, at 99 pitches through 6. So the Mets box score didn't have a whole lot going on until Zach Wheeler got his 2nd hit leading off the 5th. The Rosario double, a sac fly and a grounder, got them their 2 runs. Gio stranded Flores after getting Frazier on a grounder. So each team has left 5 base runners. And here we go, bottom 6, Bruce, Lagares, Nito.
Uh-oh.
Man, that almost has a look of something other than rain to it. Big drops coming down.
Frogs? Locusts?
Sideways. I'm thinking maybe some flurries here. We'll see. This is not Hialeah, Florida for Gio right now. Jay Bruce has struck out, hit a fly ball to center. That's in a shift. Defoe exactly halfway between 2nd and 3rd in the baseline. And 2 outfielders actually have their spikes on the grass, or rather infielders. This one lifted a mile high out to short right. Howie drifting with the breeze, it appears. One way, then the other, and then back. 1 out. Nothing routine about that.
Wind's blowing real hard all of a sudden. If you look at the flags in right field, they're blowing hard. So he had wind, rain, and fans screaming crazy loud, all to deal with right there. Nice play. It's not raining that hard. Well,
Sammy and Sean, Solis and Kelly.
it's more of a drizzle being blown by the wind, right?
Juan Lagares a walk and a base hit going the other way. Both bullpens are busy.
When's spring gonna get here? This is getting old.
First day of summer, I have it. Sometime in June we'll get spring.
June 21st, first day of summer.
And by the way, we saw a report that because so many people were online today trying to file their taxes, it's been extended till tomorrow. There was a crash on the internet.
Really?
So for those of you who haven't even started yet, you have another day.
I'll get a phone call about it in a message.
Mr. Santangelo, the cops are coming to get you.
Cops are coming.
All right. Juan Lagares, a 1-2 curveball kind of sitting there. He's on for the 3rd time tonight and the 5th time in the series.
Gio's frustrated. He can't figure out Juan. Did a nice job all night. A couple of runs last inning. That's going to happen against a good ball club, but Juan Lagares is the only guy that's really figured Gio out. I guess Zach Wheeler, you want to say he's 2 for 2.
So Tomas Nito into the batter's box, and a guy came flying out of the dugout right behind him to get on deck, Jose Reyes, because the pitcher spot is next. Boy, that's a little jam shot that gets through the right side. 1st and 3rd for the Mets now. Tying run 90 feet away. And Reyes, who's had good success against Gio, will be next.
That's a little inside out swing by Nito. And Ryan didn't really hop off the bat very far right there. The ball snuck by him. Decision time for Dave Martinez. What's he doing right here? Double switch? Or he wanted to make sure that Reyes was announced first as the official pinch hitter before he went out there, and that's going to do it for Gio. You think? He hasn't signaled yet. There it is.
So Gio Dunn with 1 out in the 6th could still be the winner, but he's responsible as well for 2 men on base. Water to get out of here on a cold night in New York. I think you can tell by the way we're dressed and the way the players are all bundled up. Things kind of, you talked about the momentum shift, the 2 base hits, the throw last inning, and the Mets are right back where they need to be.
Well, the Mets have 7 come from behind wins this year, so you know they're not going to give up. And right now you got to be on suicide squeeze patrol with Reyes up, Sammy Solis on, and you never know how Mickey Callaway is going to play it, but you got a guy that can really bunt at the plate. You got good wheels at third base in Lagares. And all of a sudden the crowd here at Citi Field is into it.
Nissan on the pitch cast.
You come off the bench, Hack, and he got a first pitch heater. And he was thinking 3 runs, not 1. 16th season for Jose Reyes.
Jose Reyes against Sammy Solis' career 1 plate appearance, a base on balls. Well inside, 2-1. For 5 is Reyes as a pinch hitter.
Sac fly zone.
Sammy Solis off speed to get it to 2-2.
Good changeup. And Reyes was betting on a 2-1 fastball, and they crossed him up. See what they do here. You go fastball up or double up on the change. But Reyes looks really amped up to me. I don't think he's going to be too passive moving forward. He's wanting to swing.
Time requested by the hitter and given by the umpire. 2-2, and that was an uncertain swing. Big strikeout by Sammy Solis, 2 down in the 6th.
Yeah, fastball right down the middle. I think the last place Jose Reyes was looking was a heater down the middle, and that was the emergency hacks of all emergency hacks right there. Look at this. He just trying to foul that off, put it in play, but he was tricked 100% by the heater. He might have thought Solis was going to double up on the change. Guessed wrong, and a big out for Sammy and the Nats.
Rosario 0 for 1 with a strikeout against Sammy.
Some unsure swings by Mets hitters here. I don't know if they're picking up Solis. Doesn't look like it, at least.
Severino hopping inside. Fastball headed that way, maybe a little run to it, and it's 1-2. Gio's possible W hanging in the balance here. Popped up right side. Zimmerman over and about 3 feet beyond his wingspan.
This is in case there's any funny business with 2 strikes. What do I mean by that? Well, maybe, you know, the runner at first base, Nito, gets picked off here, and you got Lagares set third, and they try to steal a run with 2 strikes and 2 outs. And you know why Dave Martinez is doing this? Because it's something he would do. So he's thinking about it right now. Like, hey, they got their 9-hitter up. They're down by 1. Just here's what I want you to do if Nito takes off early right here. Step off, let him walk into second base. We're going to get the hitter, or something to that effect. But he's covering the first and third steal for a trick play here with 2 strikes and 2 outs. It's a good trip by the skipper.
Counts 1-2. And the curveball. Sammy was headed for the dugout, and Will Little thought it stayed outside, and it probably did.
Well, in Sammy's defense, Trey Turner was going into the dugout. Wilmer Defoe was going into the dugout. They all thought it was strike 3, and we'll do it again.
Looks like he went. No, says Tom Woodring. Down at first, and the Mets are still alive.
Drama. So a near strike called the ball, and then this pitch on 2-2. Did he go? I don't know. I never know.
That was close. Very close. Nito will be running off of first. Lagares at third. All that matters now, Solis against Rosario. Fastball up and a pop-up. Howie Kendrick over. Foul ground. And for now, the Nats hold on. Great job by Sammy Solis. This one to the 7th. 3-2 Nats. You need it. By the DMV area Volkswagen dealers who bring you the Smile at Spring sales event. And by Ocean City, Maryland. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com.
How are those flowers alive right now? Are you kidding me? Seriously.
If they were sitting still, they'd freeze, so they're on the move. And a great job by Sammy Solis and Gio. Yeah, well done. Gonzalez still with a chance to be the winning pitcher tonight. Starters appreciate what relievers do, don't they?
That was clutch by Sammy Solis, let me tell you.
So here's Robert Gesellman. Top 7 against Trey Turner, who's 2 for 10 against him. And this is another former Mets starter working in the bullpen now because their big boys are all healthy.
6'4", 205, just 24 years old. You don't think Gesellman's that young.
Trey Turner on a fastball running inside, hits it a mile and foul.
Yeah, fastball, slider, curveball change. Fastball 94.
Gesellman, 9th game this year, about an inning per outing. 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 8 in the 3rd so far, and a very good, nearly 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, 14/3. Turner, Kendrick and Harper. And Trey Turner with a pretty good take on a ball up, 2-2. Ooh, front door breaking ball, and that just missed.
Well, I thought he caught a break on that one. Maybe a little inside, if anything. Good eye. Clearly a ball. What was I thinking?
So Trey having a good series. He's 4 for his last 6. Wow.
Good at bat.
You said that. And he's aboard in the 7th, and here we go.
Mercedes-Benz will show you ball 4, and just an extra arsenal added to Trey Turner's game. The base on balls.
15th of the year. His on-base percentage right now is in the 370 range. Howie Kendrick 1 for 3. Does he take a pitch or 2?
He was going, little lean.
7 for 7 is Trey.
I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. And in my mind, a cold night is the leading factor. Are you loose? How are your legs feeling? Are you warm? Sometimes when it's this cold, it feels like you're running in quicksand.
He's going. High throw. It's in center field. And charging in Lagares to keep Turner at second. So Trey is 8 for 8, and he's there with nobody out. That was one of his best jumps of the year, but
no.
The throw, no contest.
Well, I'm watching him on second right now. He hasn't stood up yet. And is he okay, is what I'm wondering. Okay. You remember he had the hamstring troubles in the past. It's fine.
Now you got a veteran hitter in there who knows how to move a runner. And Howie with that inside out swing, a foul. Now it's 0-2.
There's a slide one more time. You know, the older I get, I'm turning to my parents. I worry about everything. Seriously, it's the Italian thing.
On a pitch low and away, Howie's going to force them to make a throw. Turner holds, 1 out.
Well, stay on this if you want to get a walk. I don't think this will take long. There was one at home when Bryce went from the on-deck circle diagonally right to first.
Yeah, never got near the batter's
Never
box.
got near. Did they even mess around here? Interesting. Putting a lot of faith into Gesellman's hands not to throw a strike here in a 1-run game.
Bryce Harper 2 for 4 against him with a solo homer and 5 walks.
I think you're flirting with fire here. It might work out. I'm just saying, a guy this hot, a lot of coaches' philosophy is I'm taking this into my own hands. I'm not trusting my pitcher to leave something in the zone.
Gesellman took a little bit off and faded that one down and away. Counts 1-1.
I mean, it's a bold move by Mickey Callaway, however it works out. They might have all kinds of data and numbers to warrant this.
Somebody was hollering time. I think that was Bryce, and the umpire didn't give it to him, so he didn't back out. He stayed in there. 2-1.
If it was Bryce, he kept both hands on the bat. Let's listen. But you see, he didn't take his hand off to ask for it just in case he wasn't granted it. That was a good job. He was ready to hit either way.
And now he's ahead in the count. Right on the edge. Could have gone either way, that call.
I don't think the skipper loved it. Doesn't matter now. Big pitch coming.
Harper out to short center. Oligaris. So Robert Gesellman did a great job on Bryce Harper. 2 down. Ryan Zimmerman next.
All right, DC Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 homers hit by the Nats this year. Lexus, experience amazing.
Ryan Zimmerman is 4 for 7 career against Gesellman with a walk.
Maybe that's why they pitch to Bryce Harper. I'll tell you what, for a new manager in New York City, doing that right there in this game was bold. I mean, and it worked out. Give him credit. Maybe because of the numbers you just said, but you know, most managers would cover their rear end right there, and Mickey Callaway didn't. The easy play is to walk Bryce.
Sure.
And he just went up in my book as a skipper.
Nobody second guesses you if you walk Harper.
Yeah, I'm just saying, even if Bryce beat him right there, the easy way out was to walk Bryce, because you would have to answer 100 questions in your press conference after if you didn't and he went deep right there. But Callaway showed faith in his pitcher. He knew something we didn't up here. And for a young manager, that was a bold move. You got to tip your cap.
1-1.
And just not because it worked, because he did it. It's easy to say afterwards, right? It's because he did it. Sat next to Terry Francona all those years, knows what he's doing. Both managers here sat next to good skippers for a long time.
Zimmerman, base hit. Trey Turner will score easily. Ryan Zimmerman delivers a 2-out hit. RBI number 6. Dave Martinez left him in the cleanup spot tonight, and it pays off right there.
I mean, this felt so good for Ryan. He's been squaring the ball up, nothing to show, and now with 2 outs, he picks up his ball club And you're not going to throw out Trey Turner. Nice try. But that felt so good. First knock of the night for Ryan. He's 1 for 3. Feels like he just went 4 for 4 with that hit. That was a big one, folks.
Yeah, he was the only guy in the lineup last night who didn't get on base or score a run. Sierra flies out, but the Nats have a 2-run lead back. It's 4-2. Time to stretch. Well, he's been clutch throughout his career. Ryan Zimmerman certainly having his struggles here early. He hit that ball beautifully. And on his 7th hit of the year, he has 6 RBIs. No better time to act than today. PNC make today the day as we check in on Blake Perkins with the Peanuts. So 2nd rounder 3 years ago, and he is on fire. 326 running, scoring, driving in runs. Well done, Blake Perkins. Ryan Madsen right back at it tonight. Got the save last night with an 11-pitch, 8-strike 9th inning. As Drupal Cabrera first. 1 for 4 against him.
Curveball last night for Ryan was dirty. His best pitch, and there's Andrew Stevenson in left.
Batting 9th on the double switch. Long way to go, but a huge add-on run.
Huge. And my point in saying all that, Carp, about Bryce and Mickey Callaway had nothing to do with Ryan on deck. It had everything to do with, I've played for managers and I've seen managers that manage in a way that's so they can answer questions after the game, and it's the safe way, right?
Yeah.
So you manage by the book so you don't get questioned by the media after the game. And the fact that he went against the book, it didn't work out for him. It did for a second, but it showed me something about the way Mickey Callaway manages. It's not to answer the New York media. It's about to win baseball games. Ryan made him pay, but he went against the book, I guess is my point, and I kind of like that.
Off-speed pitch, and Trey Turner right there waiting for it. 1 out, bottom 7. Cespedes is next, 1 for 3 with a base hit and an RBI grounder. Yoenis Cespedes, 3 at-bats against Madsen, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 96 with movement for strike one. And that one, not exactly where Severino was set up. 97, and it got to left field just about as quickly. So Cespedes 2 for 4 tonight. Wilmer Flores is next.
Sure if it was Wilmer Flores, but I saw James Wagner write an article about how some of the Mets players learned English by watching Friends. And he just walked up to the theme song from Friends, so I'm thinking it was Flores.
I think that's part of it. And before the game, he visited a charity today. They call it Friends of Flores.
Yeah, because
it's a bunch of kids he's doing stuff for.
He talked about how he watches reruns and how it kind of helped him learn the language, and I think that's fantastic.
1-1.
I learned Spanish from my teammates, and they taught me a bunch of dirty words, so maybe I should have learned it somewhere else.
You should have watched the show called Amigos. Yeah, Friends of Flores, they call his youth group, and he was actually visiting with them in town today. Not bad for a guy who was almost traded a couple of years ago. Remember that whole thing? He was in tears during a game.
Nice stop by Pedro to keep the double play in order. I mean, this guy just enjoys playing the game. Can he keep this pace up for 6 months? I mean, he is playing with his hair on fire here early. I love it.
Flores against Madsen for the first time. And that is too tall for Trey Turner. Cespedes going to third, and Taylor, it took him a second to pick it up. So he goes to second base, and here come the Mets again.
Well, I think the play was the second all the way here. You know, Cespedes' run doesn't mean a thing. The tying run's on first. And maybe the double clutch was a blessing for the Nats and Michael Taylor, because now you're still one pitch away from getting out of this inning. Ground ball double play. See if they can induce one here, but Frazier's thinking about lifting the ball at least to the outfield.
Todd Frazier, 1 for 3 career against Ryan Madsen. Gio did a great job on him tonight. And that was Madsen's changeup.
Tell you what, there's 20,000 Mets fans here that sound like 40 right now. Pitching below the zone for the grounder. Watch the late movement. Nissan will show you a tremendous sink late.
Did he go? Tom Woodring says no.
Pretty close pitch, too.
Wow. Overmatched. Strike two.
Just the movement, not even the velocity. If this was 90, it would be tough to hit, but it was 95. Look at the sink. Getting right on top of that fastball with screwball action at 95. Frazier couldn't hold up. That was dirty.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Severino blocks it. Runners stay. 2 down.
Huge. And how they got to that pitch was just veteran stuff from Ryan Madson. The fastball's in to the curveball away. You see Frazier, he's spent. He's looking heater in. He just saw 95 under his hand, so his front shoulder flies out, his hips fly out, his head goes, the curveball to the other side. Not fazed by the moment because he's a veteran. That execution of the game plan was beautiful.
All right, pretty good matchup here, Bruce and Madsen.
And you didn't say down goes Frazier, so I'm a little disappointed.
I was in the moment, but not that much. 2 for 6, Bruce and Madsen.
Jay Bruce wants that fastball back. That had a lot of plate to it. And Ryan got away with it because it was 95.
Similar result.
97 though. And a tall 97 too. I mean, he's coming downhill. He's reaching out. His stride's probably longer than most. So 97 right on top of you, releasing the ball right in your face. Pull the shades down here. Change up, curveball, or fastball. What do you got? High heater?
Yeah, the target indicated high fastball, and it went the other way. Got him! Inside edge, running fastball. Dugout loves it, and the Nats will lead by 2 going into the 8th inning.
I mean, this is a guy that really doesn't show a lot of emotion. Jay Bruce didn't like it, but Ryan Madson with the fist pump on the comeback sinker for strike 3. How clutch was that? The reaction from Ryan Madson, that came back for a strike. Jay Bruce didn't like it, but we looked at it during the break. That was definitely too close to take, and look at the react from Ryan Madson. So they're switching roles tonight. I'm looking out in the bullpen, and Brandon Kinsler is up for the 8th. That's all about matchups and what Dave Martinez wanted whose stuff to face who.
Yeah, and the fact they're both available. Madsen last night, 11 pitches. Kinsler only 10. So that helped. Kinsler threw 11 in an inning of work on Sunday. So Michael A. Taylor against Robert Gesellman, who stays in. Taylor 4 for 7 career with a homer, 3 RBIs against this right-hander.
You know, Dave Martinez looked at who's coming up, and he said, this is who I want facing these guys, this is who I want facing these guys, and they flip-flop innings tonight. And as you see Brandon Kinsler get loose, everybody on Twitter saying that that sign is the over the hump sign by the players. I didn't even think of that. That makes sense.
Taylor fights one off and gets a nice knock to right field. So Michael A. 1 for 3 tonight with a walk. And Wilmer Defoe is next.
Nice piece of hitting. Is Wilmer Button here? We'll see. Looking around. Todd Frazier's in his face.
And this is a situation where you're not right in front of the pitcher's spot. Severino is next. Andrew Stevenson batting 9th after him after the double switch. Taylor gets leads every bit as big as the ones Turner gets. They're going to pitch out, and he's safe. That throw was tailing toward the right side of the bag, and Michael A. just beat it. Mets will have a look.
He had a little false step right before his slide, and that kind of slowed him down. Right there, slid a little bit early. Did his hand get in before the tag was on the shoulder? High tag. But did they get him? I can't tell from that angle. And we're playing baseball.
Ted Barrett called him safe and then kept looking to make sure Michael stayed on the bag. So he's 6 for 6 this year. And Defoe now ahead in the count, 2-0. A great opportunity to move Taylor to third. It's going to deaden one. That's a beauty. All Gesellman can do is throw him out.
I'll tell you what, Wilmer Defoe's a winning player. What does that mean? He just does something to beat you every night. Whether it's the clutch single last night, whether it's that bunt right there, or a nice play on defense, he's a winning baseball player that any manager would love to have on his squad. And that's why he's getting all kinds of love in the dugout.
All right, Severino in the number 8 spot. Stevenson on deck. Pedro 0 for 3 against Gesellman. Infield really in. So he's definitely looking to elevate, and that's a fastball up in the zone.
Outfield is really in too. Juan Lagares is playing almost in a defensive infield shift. He's so shallow in center.
All right, battle begins on 0-2 here. Severino a base hit, RBI tonight. He's driven in 4.
There's your sac fly zone.
High chopper, runner coming home will score easily. So even with the infield in, the ball chopped high enough in the air, and the Nats have a 3-run lead by 2.
I'll tell you what, we're going to watch the dugout celebrate. It's good baseball. And the value of putting the ball in play with 2 strikes tonight twice for Pedro Severino. 2 strike adjustments. Not swinging like it's a 3-0 green light. Taking something out of your swing and putting the ball into play. He's done it twice tonight. It's been nice. Big run.
And Defoe and Severino again. Michael A. Taylor getting things set up. And we welcome Andrew Stevenson back to the big leagues. Called up today when Brian Goodwin went on the DL with that left wrist. So Andrew last year, 9 for 57, 1 RBI, 37 games. Started the season at Harrisburg, then to Syracuse, then to the big leagues. Well, you look back, Solis that job to end the 6th. Nats in the scoreless 7th to keep the Mets from getting closer. The Nats add on in the 7th and the 8th and have opened up their second 3-run lead of the night. And Stevenson down to first for Wilmer Flores. I tell you, the bottom of the order is having a blast in this series in New York.
On a cold night.
Look at the rosin coming off that.
Yeah, that's some steam that we need up here in the booth and the guys need down there in the dugouts. Nats fans, check out the brand new Deals Hub on Nationals.com, your one-stop shop for special offers. Save on your next trip to the ballpark with discounted game tickets, concession items, and more. Visit Nationals.com to start saving today.
So the bullpen is all set up, not the way, as FP noted, that it usually is. As Madsen goes 7th, Kinsler going 8th, and you know who's on deck for the 9th. So for Brandon, it'll be his 9th appearance. 5 walks, 9 strikeouts, 7 runs, 7 hits in 8 innings. But his last couple of times out, he's had some 1-2-3. In fact, he's had 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. So Nats fans all bundled up and right now enjoying a 3-run lead, 6 outs to get. How do you stop Juan Lagares? Been on base 4 of his last 5, actually 5 of his last 6 times up, with 3 hits and 2 walks. Defoe shallow at third. And Lagares 2 for 6 career against Brandon, ball 1. Gets the call up in the zone.
You see a hitter take a 2-0 fastball like Lagares just did, where he backed out of the way of a pitch that was clearly a strike. That tells you he's thinking the other way. Because he basically backed out of a way of a pitch right down the middle. And the way you get Juan Lagares out is to get ahead in the count and expand the strike zone, because usually he's a free swinger, at least he has been in the past.
Two balls, two strikes. Big hop for Turner. Double pump. Still got him. Took Trey a second, and he's got the gun to make up the time. Big out.
Yeah, the way he flipped that ball to Wilmer, he's mad at himself for double pumping right there. But hey, you know, he'll show off the gun when he needs it. But right here, he reached in, didn't get the ball, didn't get a grip on it, and then threw a cutter to Ryan Zimmerman, but he has the arm strength to make up for it. And a big out here in the 8th.
Tomas Nido. So Brandon Nimmo right here for Tomas Nido. And then on deck, Michael Conforto. And Nimmo 2 for 2 against Brandon Kintzler. 1-1. Hot pursuit by everybody, but it's in the seats anyway.
All right, the Peanuts are back in town for a weekend series, April 19th through the 22nd. All kinds of fun stuff, drink specials, Famous Friday, baseball cards, Harry Potter, all kinds of crazy stuff.
And the Mets made a call up today. Gerson Bautista, who can really throw hard. They optioned Hansel Robles out after last night's bullpen disaster for them. And Brandon Kintzler runs a fastball right by the bat of Brandon Nimmo. 2 outs.
Front hit fastball, so Brandon on Brandon, and Brandon won. It's a tough night to come off the bench and do anything in this weather, but that was a nice pitch by Brandon Kintzler to get Brandon Nimmo.
Then he takes a little bit off on a pitch with lots of movement against Michael Conforto. Look at the run on that.
See, this is the Brandon Kintzler from last year, where every time you looked up it was 0-2. He got the ball and threw it. He's on top of the sinker, down in the zone, and look at the late run. Maybe caught a break according to PitchCast. But you're throwing strikes, you're looking for strikes.
Man, he's got that thing running like crazy.
tries to run one more back here, starting it way inside.
There it is.
Oh,
Didn't get the call. Very close.
close. I think 2 was called a strike, wasn't it? Second pitch.
Base is empty, 2 outs. And a 2-2 pitch.
Well, Conforto has to know the front hipper's coming here. It's just a matter of if he can pull the trigger. You'd think they'd start that fastball in, try to run it back. We've seen it before to lefties. See what they decide on. Pedro's trying to scoot somebody over. Wilmer, he's trying to get him back toward the line.
3-2 on a pitch up and fouled.
He's doing everything back there. He's calling pitches. He's moving the defense around. And that's what a good catcher does. He's like a manager on the field.
Kinsler keeps pumping strikes.
Ninth pitch coming.
And he finally missed. Mets get a runner with 2 outs, and Rosario, the shortstop, is next. Interesting. Michael Conforto has faced Brandon Kinsler 4 times, and he's walked 4 times. So here's Rosario, who's 2 for 3 against the Nats right-hander. Good looking slider for a strike. 5-2 Nationals, bottom of the 8th. And a big out to get here to keep Cabrera from stepping in, representing the tying run. Jammed him pretty well. 0-2. Well, last night we played from 7:10 until 10:35. Tonight, ball game underway at 7:11. And the 8th inning's been good to the Nats in this series. Scored again tonight after 6 last night. And in this case, bullpen trying to hold on. Ball, that's out, says Will Little.
Right, Brandon Kinsler was halfway in the Nats dugout and then turned his back on the umpire. He thought this was strike 3 for sure. Pretty good pitch on pitch cast too. A lot of umps are okay with calling strike 2, but have a problem with ringing guys up on strike 3. He's still upset about that call. Tough to regroup right now, but he's got to make a pitch. You don't want the tying run at the plate. Taking a long walk here off the mound. Little reset. Sean Doolittle getting hot.
That's a base hit. Stopping at second, Conforto. And now Cabrera will represent the tying run.
Well, if you're Dave Martinez, do you want Cabrera hitting right-handed or left-handed? Do you go for the 4-out save? They're talking about it right now. Which side do you want Asdrubal hitting from? Here comes Derek Lilliquist. Real quick for a mini game plan. Touch him up a hair and see what we do next.
This year, Asdrubal Cabrera, .333 left-handed, came in 7 for 17 right-handed. So his splits are good from either side. His numbers against Kinsler, 2 for 4 career, 1 RBI. His numbers against Doolittle, 2 for 5.
Well, you know, Asdrubal would like to make up for the base running error last night. He had some good at-bats, so this all of a sudden becomes super interesting out of nowhere.
Yeah, bases were empty with 2 outs before the walk. And some good sink on that one, getting the chopper.
And that might be exactly what Derek Lilliquist told Brandon Kinsler. Just keep the ball down. Let him beat it into the ground. Let's not elevate on this guy. See Derek on the phone. Cespedes on deck. A low ball hitter and Sean Doolittle a high ball pitcher.
That's a great pitch, 0-2.
Keeping the ball down. Look where both pitches are. This one's even lower than the first. Oh, maybe not. Tough to hit a home run on the ground. Keep the ball down.
He runs it back, and that is so close. Madsen got the call on Bruce last inning. And according to that, Will Little nailed it.
Well, maybe Pedro's setting up just a hair too far in because Brandon's hitting the glove.
So with a target away, Cabrera strikes out. And Cespedes will face Doolittle, but it'll be in the 9th inning, leading off. Nats 5, Mets 2. Led by 1. That made it 4-2. 110 off Ryan's bat. And we told you that Davey Martinez was recently encouraging him with his exit velocity. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Pretty good when the game summary is all Nats. And it's all the offensive guys. 5 runs on 9 hits tonight. And the Nationals will face 22-year-old Gerson Bautista, who makes his major league debut right now. One of the hardest throwers in the organization. 6'3", 195 from San Juan of the Dominican Republic. Jose Lobaton is handling him. And Lobe is hitting in the number 7 spot.
We talk about a lot of really good things that have happened the last 2 games, but you're looking at the catalyst right now. When he goes, this ball club goes. It's that simple. And you can break down the bullpen, the great job that they've done, the little things on offense. You know, Bryce's broken bat home run, but when Trey Turner gets on base, it's just a different ball game, and it's put a lot of pressure on him. We always talk about it. I thought he was the key to the postseason last year before they played the Cubs, because he's just such a force when he gets on base.
So on 3 times tonight, double, single, walk, steal, 2 runs scored, and having an outstanding series on base 5 times. That ball hammered right by the third base bag, and the race is on. Cespedes deep into the corner to dig it out, and now Trey Turner has that breakout game we've been waiting for. 3 for 4 with a walk and a pair of doubles.
Well, you know, you get to hit your first time up, you just loosen up as a ball player, especially when, you know, you have a slower start than you're used to. So now you got 1 hit, you go up there, there's no pressure to get a knock. Base hit your second time, a walk, a stolen base. So now he's doing his thing, and the confidence is building every at bat. That was a 110-mile-an-hour double, and now does he steal third here with nobody out? He can if he wants.
Yeah, you've got a young pitcher, maybe a little nervous out there. Major league debut, Kendrick and Harper the next 2, and Howie 1 for 4 tonight. Chopper left side. Turner has to retreat. All right, so the kid faces Harper.
Does he?
Yeah, good question.
I mean, does he? Let's see.
Took Bryce about, what, 2-3 years in the big leagues before he faced any pitchers who were younger than him. Lobaton into the crouch. Bryce tonight 0 for 2, walk and a sac fly. He could make it a non-save situation by the time Doolittle throws his first pitch.
Talking to Jose Lobaton back there, his old buddy. Fish ain't biting on that. Gotta be ready for a mistake, though. You never know. Looks like they want nothing to do with them here.
Everything out there.
I just think it's so hard to know when they're coming after you, when they're not, to be ready in case they do. Are they walking me? I mean, you can overthink these things. He's pitching around me, and then he lays one right down the middle. I guess you just always got to be ready to hit.
4 wide fastballs, and Harper now has walked 23 times. Hey, why not revisit the success in this ballpark for the Nationals? After last night's win, 48-16, 132. The plus on the runs, the homers, no contest, everything else. Something about Citi Field gets the Nats going. And here's Ryan Zimmerman, who got one of his biggest hits of the year last time up. Pitcher spot is next.
Yeah, I mean, there was times when the Nats were way better than the Mets. There were times when the Mets were better than the Nats in 15 when they went to the World Series. So I really can't point to any concrete reason why that record is what it is, other than, I guess, you know, from 12 and 13, 14, 16 and 17, they were the better ball club.
Yeah.
I guess that's a concrete reason. What am I talking about?
Fastball up.
I mean, it's a pretty good reason.
And until this place opened in 09, those first couple of years at Shea against the Mets, I mean, they had Carlos Delgado and David Wright. Jose Reyes was in his prime. They had Billy Wagner. Mets and the Phillies were very hard on the Nats back in those days, and revenge has been sweet as the Nationals have gotten better and better. And just something about this ballpark brings out the best.
Trey's thinking about going. I know Bryce is paying attention to him at first in case they decide to throw to second. That's what all those signs you saw Jose Lobaton giving were.
Ryan Zimmerman hits one backing out of play. And
I would think they're going for the trail runner here if they both go.
it'll have to be a heck of a throw with the leadoff Bryce is getting as Flores plays way behind him.
Well, the reason you do that, Carp, is usually the trail runner is a tick late on his jump because he's got to wait for the first guy to go. But Bryce does a nice job of paying attention to Trey and almost getting the same jump that Trey gets from a bigger lead.
So Ryan Zimmerman is gone, 2 outs. And here comes the former Met, Matt Reynolds, who drew a big walk in the 8th inning last night, an RBI walk. Got the Nats to within 2, and then Defoe's ground ball into right field tied the game.
Be a bad play to steal third with 2 outs right here, just for the fact that maybe you bank on a throwaway and a cheap run.
So Reynolds 1 for 8 as a Nat with that RBI on his only walk.
Get one pitch right here, try to catch it out front and extend that lead.
Taylor double to start the inning. Pardon me, Turner stayed there as Kendrick grounded out and as Harper walked and as Zimmerman struck out. And that one to the shortstop. Rosario to Cabrera. Here we go. Save situation for Sean Doolittle. The Nats trying to win a series tonight.
just in the second inning, the strike him out, throw him out to get Juan Lagares. So beautiful throw by Pedro. You talk about a guy being engaged in the game. There's a 2-strike knock to score Michael A. Taylor. And a pair of 2-strike hits today. Over the hump, over the hump. Never thought I'd say that on Major League broadcast. And there's the fist pump for the Brandon Kinsler strikeout. And maybe the first hump to get over is beating the first place Mets and winning a series here. They're 3 outs away, 3 big outs away from doing just that.
Sean Doolittle, not that many save opportunities this year. In fact, this is only the 3rd. So he's 2 for 2. 9th appearance, 3 hits, 3 runs in 8 innings, 3 walks and 16 strikeouts. Cespedes against him, 0 for 2 career with a pair of Ks, and that is right in there. Cespedes, Flores, Frazier, bottom 9. That is a beauty. Cespedes doesn't like it. The call, that is.
Right down the middle.
And then, after a bunch of gas away, that one up and in, and Doolittle disposes of that power hitter in a hurry.
Well, that was fun. A 3-pitch see ya. Good night, good night, good night. The doctor is in. I forgot to say that. Always in a save opportunity, you got to say the doctor is in. So he's in. 3-pitch see ya. Nice start.
Wilmer Flores 0 for 3 against Doolittle, who just comes in and banging that fastball in different quadrants of the strike zone, and he's got hitters talking to themselves right now.
But if he gets the job done tonight, he's still got 2 big outs to get. It's a byproduct of Dave Martinez staying off him last night.
Foul ball. Tanner Roark tomorrow night. He'll be trying to win his second. And Tanner, he's had great success against the Mets. 7-2 in 18 games, 12 starts, and a 3.13 ERA. Steven Matz 1-1, and overall against the Nats 1-2. 6:30. Johnny and Ray, Nats Extra night game before we wing it to LA. First order of business: take the series tonight, and there's a big step toward that. Zimmerman grabs the line drive, 2 down. Next up is Todd Frazier. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight, comfy, cozy, in their Masson studio, waiting to wrap up this one. Frazier and Doolittle, the matchup. Todd 1 for 2 with a homer and 2 RBIs. He's just been blasting the heater in there.
I mean, what a difference in the Nats bullpen from last April to this April. We were all pulling our hair out last year. This wasn't happening.
Swing and a miss, and the Nats do win the series. Dramatic comeback last night and start to finish an impressive evening tonight.
Well, they built off last night. They played relaxed baseball tonight. We saw tons of smiles in the dugout, and that's why you don't panic after just 16 games. The Nats have ownage on the Mets in this ballpark. They go to 49-16 since September of 2011. A lot of baseball left, folks. The Mets are a good team, but the Nats have sent a message that they ain't going nowhere. So everybody, relax.
Yeah, they look relaxed, don't they? Nats 5, Mets 2. And tomorrow it's Tanner Roark against Steven Matz. Johnny and Ray with Nats Extra pregame at 6:30. This has been a presentation of Masson. Now they've got Nats Extra postgame for you. And for the second straight night, they're going to have a very happy story to tell. All Nats in this series from New York. See you later.